Been here a while, not as long as some, but longer than most. And you know what I've learned in my time on this earth? That for the most part, people are snakes, especially those who insist on a consistent basis that they can be trusted. And unfortunately, at least wise in my case, that applies double to family. There should be no more reliable group of people than your family. Unfortunately, for a lot of us, that isn't the way it works. Forgiveness is a tricky business. Because if you do it too much, you get deemed a sucker. And you open yourself up for all kinds of disappointment and abuse. Because when we don't demand personal accountability for the words that people say and the things that people do, it only gets worse. That's how we got into the mess that we're in today. By saying, oh, that's just the way it is, and moving on. So even though this isn't how we're taught to do it, this is how I do it. God forgives. I don't. And if you want my forgiveness for past transgressions, you better be willing to admit to them. And at the very least, make an attempt to make it right. Then I'll consider it. But it still doesn't mean it's going to happen. So I don't know how you do it, but this is how I do it, and how I think we should all do it as Americans. Don't tell me how trustworthy you are. Maybe once, maybe twice, that's fine. But go out of your way to repeatedly do it, I'm going to be suspicious based on personal experience. Maybe take a lesson from the president, who has never, to my knowledge, come out and told the American public how trustworthy he is. He said what he was going to do, and even when people were in opposition to him doing it, come hell or high water, he's tried to get it done. Even when others have insisted that it was an unpopular position. But he did it anyway, because that's what he said he was going to do. And in my opinion, what we have been witnessing ever since the last election, and pay attention to the things that go on as we get closer to the next one, the people who haven't done or didn't do the things they said they were going to do, how they throw shade on the other guy in an attempt to distract us, keep us looking in another direction, to cover up their own dishonor. And the fact that they have said the entire time that they can be trusted, when in fact, they can't. This coming from someone who has dealt with a lot of dishonorable people and know how they operate. It's always, trust me, it's all good. And then the only payoff at the end is an excuse as to why they can't deliver. Forgive and forget? I suppose that's your prerogative. Hell, that's even what they tell us to do. But don't be surprised if it happens again.